Ladies, ladies and gentlemen, again, it gives me pleasure to introduce Miss Aleman on the issue of force. Miss Aleman.
Mommy, tomorrow's Daddy's birthday. May I bake his birthday cake? Why, sure, Julie. He will really appreciate that. Thank you, Mommy. I'll get the recipe and measure out the ingredients. Mommy, how do I measure 1/3 cup margarine? Easy. Get 1/3 cup water. Add margarine to it. Keep adding margarine and see what happens. Make sure the water is cold because you don't want the margarine to melt. As you add the margarine, you will notice that the water rises. Make sure that your margarine is fully covered by the water. When it is 2/3 cup, pour your water off, and voila, you have 1/3 cup margarine. Wow, what causes that? Well, many years ago, a man by the name of Archimedes did some experiments and observations and found out a lot about nature and its laws and how they work. One day he realized that when you put an object in liquid, there is a force that acts upward on this object and causes the object to displace the liquid. Remember, first the water was at 1/3 cup, then by putting margarine in it, it rose to 2/3 cup. The liquid that rose from 1/3 to 2/3 cup, we say, was displaced. And this displaced liquid is equal to the weight and volume of the object placed in the water. The reason the margarine had to be fully covered by the water is that the force acts only on the part that is in the water. This force is called buoyant force because it buoys the water up. But you say, what is force? Let's see what the Encyclopedia Britannica says. It defines force as an action that tends to alter the position of a body or distort it. By using tension force, I have suspended this pen in midair. By applying force to this paper, I have distorted its shape. And by putting margarine in the water just now, I altered the position from 1/3 to 2/3 cups. There are many kinds of forces, tension force and buoyant force, for instance. Buoyant force is known as Archimedes' principle, one of the laws of physics. That was not difficult. Physics is not difficult. Physics is just seeing, knowing, and understanding the laws of nature. Ladies and gentlemen, encourage your children to study the natural sciences such as chemistry, biology, and physics. Get involved with them when they do their experiments and observations. They will get a better understanding of the laws of nature, and so will you. And most of all, you and them will have fun. I would like to leave you with a quote from Albert Einstein. What hopes and fears does the scientific method imply for mankind? I don't think this is the right way to put that question. Whatever this tool in the hand of man will produce depends entirely on the nature of the goals in this mankind. Once these goals exist, the scientific method furnishes means to realize them. Yet, it cannot furnish the very goals. The scientific method itself will not have led anywhere It will not even have been born without a striving, without a passionate striving for clear understanding.
It's okay. Thank you. Yes, no. The next speaker will be Antonette Joseph. Miss Joseph.
I'm sure many of you have wondered, what is the purpose of ladies braiding their hair? As you may know, braids can keep the hair off the neck, which will enable you to keep cool in the summer. Will make the hair grow and makes the hair look longer. There are many types of hair and styles, but tonight I will demonstrate to you 2 styles using the human hair. To braid individually, you part the hair neatly in a square shape, putting aside excess hair. With your fingers, divide the parted hair in 3 sections. Bend hair of your choice over the section and braid as usual. To cornrow or cane row, as some of you may know it, you part hair in a straight line, divide hair in 3 sections, bend hair over the section, braid as usual, picking up as you go along. My final word on the subject of braids: it enables the hair to grow, keeps you cool in the summer, and makes your hair look longer. Braids are beneficial for the hair, and if you make a profession of it, it can be very profitable. This is the end result. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Joseph. The next speaker will be Naioka Bastek, and she will discuss the topic of food additives. Ms. Bastek. Good? Down, down. Okay. Good.
Hello. Did you know that just about everything children eat contains chemicals that causes them to have allergies? These allergy reactions comes from chemicals and food additives that the nervous system is sensitive to. When the sensitivity affects the brain, it causes your children to become hyperactive. Hyperactive is a learning disability that makes children lack concentration, keeps them excessively physical active in school, so they cannot learn. The reason why I chose this subject is because my son was diagnosed hyperactive. I did some research and found the reason for his hyperactivity behavior. It came from artificial flavor and artificial color in the food he was eating. I changed his diet and saw a great improvement in his behavior. Some of you may have children that is hyperactive because of the chemicals in food additives and don't know it. I would like to explain what food additives are, why the additives in food additives changes behavior, and how to avoid harmful chemicals in food processing. Food additives are chemicals added into our food, drugs, cosmetic, and processing for processing, storage, and packing by manufacturers to keep their products fresh. Some food additives are harmful, some food additives are harmless, and some are beneficial to our health. All chemicals must be listed by the Food and Drug Administration before a manufacturer can use them to ensure safety of health. This is to make sure that the average human can ingest them over a lifetime without risk to their health. Vitamins are one of the beneficial chemicals used in food process to improve nutritional value. Some dyes and colorings are harmless in food processing. They improve quality or consumer acceptability. But there are some harmful chemicals in food processing, such as the dye red number 2, number 3, blue number 2, and tartronine, which are put in food, drugs, cosmetics to hold bright colors. They are listed to cause allergies. Endotine is an artificial flavor that is listed by the Food and Drug Administration to cause allergies. The preservative chemical BHT and BHA are listed by the Food and Drug Administration to cause hyperactivity or incitement in behavior. Each person possesses a unique body structure which determines how she or he will react to many types of chemicals in drugs and food, even those that pollute the air. When the chemicals from food additives are digested in the children's body, it affects their nervous system, and the nervous system causes a sensitive reaction in the brain. The diagram will show you that the nervous system is connected to the spinal cord and the brain. You see that the nervous system is connected to the spinal cord and the brain. And the brain controls all voluntary responses such as walking, talking, standing, sitting, eating, drinking. When the nerves in the brain changes because of the allergic chemical, the behavior of the brain changes to indifferent or make your child become hyperactive. You can recognize hyperactive children by these symptoms: compulsive aggression, meaning disrupted at home and in school; excitable impulsively, meaning behavior unpredictable; exceptional clumsy, meaning poor muscle coordination; poor sleep habits, meaning difficult to get to bed; and it makes children with normal IQ fail in school. Here's how you can change your diet to get rid of harmful food additives. Watch labels on products for synthetic colorings and flavors. Many of the fruit juices and punches are almost totally synthetic. Some cereals have more sugar than grain content. Some companies don't advertise what's in their products and may not care. Items that causes hyperactivity are dry cereals, high fruit punches, soft drinks, quick mix powdered drinks. Prepare meals homemade. There is a special diet for hyperactive children. It is called the KP diet. Be aware that 80% of food served in school daily meals are synthetic, colored, and flavored. Look at labels. Labels disclosures should be complete, detailed, and specific. Ingredients should be displayed prominently on the label and not in unreadable locations. Disclosures should be in a typeface that is legible to the average eye. Labeling should not be misleading. Large type specifying no artificial preservative while hidden in fine print is artificial color and flavor. Food additives are the cause of many allergies. Check and see if the food you are eating is harmful to you.
Thank you, Ms. Bastek. The next person is Maxinne Taylor, and her subject will be the homeless. Ms. Taylor?
This good?
They might be back.
My speech is the homeless. The homeless are those people who do not have the direct access to traditional or conventional dwelling or residence. A large portion of the mentally ill who in previous generations would have been hospitalized were confined in nursing homes or found in refuges in SRO single-room occupancy, where they soon came under assault by national trends towards the tearing down of these structures. This has helped increase the number of mentally ill homeless people to the point where they constitute 20% of the total homeless population, as you can see here on the chart. The problems of the homeless: unemployment, housing, medical, crimes by or against. According to the federal statistics, the jobless rate of the homeless is 5.1%, and the majority of jobs which have been created are basically low-paying jobs. In addition, old and decaying buildings have caused rent to increase and forced people into the streets. In 1980, $35 billion were used for housing and other benefits. Society perception has a reaction to the homeless and almost is heartless. They are regarded as criminals, lazy, and drug addicts. They are thought to affect the society through crimes and rape and mugging. The great amount of money has been channeled for the homeless, whereas it has been allocated towards the education and the health care system. Therefore, when a homeless person comes to you and begs you for some money, don't shrug your shoulders like you don't care. Give them some help with their struggle. Over.
You know, deep down inside, I really think they liked me.
Jonathan! Guess what I just did for you?
I don't want to know.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Secretary.
You know Secretary of the Dance Committee is bullshit. It's just an excuse to get out of class.
That's only one of its positive aspects. The best part is there's 5 of us, 479 of them. Let's get 'em.